Hi folks, it's Mark here from Edinburgh Model Man Cave. This is an update on what kit I would be building, and through the comments on this channel and the comments that I've got on the private chat that I have a winner by 3. It was a very close between the Meng Typhoon, which I wanted to build really, but that's fair. This is what you wanted. The Hanomag got 1 little vote, unfortunately, but I've started that because nobody was picking that. It got 1 tiny vote, so I started it. Quite a quick kit, to be honest. So the winner is, drumroll please, the Tamiya Sherman. Everybody said Sherman. So that is the kit I'm going to start building ASAP for the man cave and do updates on. I've also wanted to do a little vignette for it, but again, as I said in the last one, that will be further down the line to see how it goes. I'm thinking of actually buying a street where I build the next day and doing something, again, out of my comfort zone. Also, I got money for my Father's Day on the stipulation from the kids that I had to buy, obviously, new trainers, and I could get a kit. So I asked a question on the group chat about building something out of my comfort zone. And the one thing I have never done, I was going to do Warhammer, but I have done Warhammer. I've done the McFarlane, I think it was about a 7-inch figure that I've done with the Japanese writing, so I have done Warhammer. I'm thinking of looking at a ship. Yes, Lewis, I know from the Saturday Night Crest, Lewis, I know you're jumping at the bit to get me to do a ship. And I was looking at ships, but I'm not looking at the 350s size. That's, I might go for the 1700s. Slightly smaller, but in my budget, and it'll be a quick turnover. I'm one of these modders who likes turning over quite quickly on kits, or I'll get bored, i.e. the Lancaster. So I'm thinking about maybe getting a Bismarck. You've got to have a Bismarck. I've never done a ship. I've done a submarine, but I've never done a ship. So that could be getting posted or ordered up at the end of the week, and I'll give it a go. So what I'll do is I've got a new kit that got delivered, and I'm going to show you it. And I'm going to show you the Sherman kit. I'm going to go through it. Just a quick box. There's probably hundreds, thousands of YouTube box reviews for this, so I'll go through that. Also, I'll show you the Hanomag build and the T-34-85 that I've now completed. So I'll show you that and what went wrong, how I think it's not my best work, but I enjoyed it, and the extra things I've got for the Sherman. So stay with me and we'll put the camera on the bench. Right, now we're at a better angle and you'll not see my ugly face. Let's have a look at this. This is the new tool. I think it was 2017 or 2015 this came out. But I got this from the Rainforest Company. I've never built a Sherman, and I got told this was actually quite a nice Sherman to build. There is other ones, the old one, if you wanted to find out everything, there's a kit number and everything like that. Includes torso, figure and 2 marking options. I am going to do the figure. There he is. So we'll have a quick look at it. As again, there's probably thousands of videos with this one. So you get this, just a quick one. Love it, it's got the serial number written on it. The usual instructions and everything like that. Usual Tamiya, absolutely fine fittings, everything clear, no flash, no bar. Front of the hull. What do you expect for Tamiya? Just pure class. Now, rubber tracks. But as someone said, the Sherman had tension on the tracks, so the rubber tracks wouldn't be that much a problem. I don't have a problem with rubber tracks. These are supposed to be better. but we'll see. I'm not going to invest in metal tracks, money wise and all that. I'm just not going to do it. So there's the rubber tracks, rubber bands. We know it. Love it here. Clear sprue, bottom of the turret. I'm not going to take them out of the bags because it's got the lovely staples, which I absolutely hate. The running gear, the bogies. I'm sure this will be an easy. And there's a wee gun. Now I did see someone. Yeah, you could get metal ones of that. If anybody knows where I could get a metal version of that, with a metal barrel, I appreciate that because I wouldn't mind spending money on that. Either that, I'm going to have to try and drill all the tiny holes out a wee bit deeper to give a wee bit of impression, but we'll see how it goes. The main hull, again, Tamiya at its best, and the sides and everything underneath. Then we have the decals. Again, should I use them or should I spray my own? It's white stars. I might give it a go. Making my own template and spraying them myself. I think it does look a wee bit better. I know what you can get if you give them a minute. Put this back. I know you can get photo etch for this, but I was watching a guy build it on YouTube and he said it wasn't really worth it because the plastic parts were thin enough, but he had it. But I am going to paint the figure like that, and this is the diorama or vignette, sorry getting shot, that I want to do the road with a slight building. I have seen them on eBay bases that you can paint yourself. They're already in construction. I think Mini Art do a couple of them, so I might do that. I think it just sets it off rather than just building it and that's it. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I might try and get a metal barrel for that, but we'll see. What I also got is, better put that back in, is from this company. It is Red Dog Models UK. They do resin stuff, storage, with the logs and everything that I'm going to paint on the back and put them all on the back to give it a wee bit the helmets, everything like that. So £8. People might say, but they look awfully crude, they're basic. For £8, what do you expect? But a bit of clean up, a bit of touch up. Will you notice any difference? Probably not. And me, this is a model for myself. It's not a competition model. I just think it's, once you clean that up, take the resin, clean it up, paint it, detail it, is anybody going to notice? Probably not. To the average eye, no. Competition, maybe different. I'll cut around that and put them in the front. But that's what I got, £8. I can't knock it. My other eBay bargain I got, away. If I get this in shop, what's this one? Another main kit. Got this at a bargain price. So thanks to the guy who I got from, because it came in perfect through the post, and he had the courtesy of putting "please do not crush" for the lovely Royal Mail. So it's chock full of plastic. 2 lots of PE. As you can see, running gear thing way. That's the size of it. Now this is my hat limit. Oh, even better. You can fire everything first. I'll get the ruler. American size. It is roughly nearly 9 inches long. In British terms, it's about 230 centimetres. You can see it there. Or 23 centimetres. 223, that would be huge. But it is a mighty big beast. And that's not all. I'm going to get all this. So you've got Invergil track links. There's a wee template to make them up. So this will be for tracks. The only thing it did was the bag split, but I'm bound to be, nothing was missing. So there's the top of it. So that will be on top of that. This is going to be a big beast. That's not all. There's the main bit for the gun. Torsion bars for the suspension. To see the vents for the gun. Oh, looks like the cover and everything like that. And you get a metal barrel. Now it does say it comes with a muzzle brake, and there it is there. As you can see, it is hollow. So it's not going to be much cleanup on that, just the sides and all that, but the metal barrel. So, honest opinion, this kit, this is right up my alley. It looks at the moment that I am an armour builder at the moment. I get more joy out of building armour than I do with aircraft. Even though I'm doing the Spitfire for the Plastic Policy podcast group build, I am doing the Spitfire, but I not get the same enthusiasm and joy out of it than I do with the armour. I find the armour so much better. Quick, in some kits you can have it built up over a weekend or a week, and you can get them all done and dusted. Kits like this, I don't think this is a weekend job. I think this is more like a month or 2 month. But I definitely find the armour more pleasing to build, and it's more enjoyment, and that's the main thing about the hobby, is getting enjoyment out of it. I will go back to aircraft, I will go back to my cars and motorbikes, but at the moment my mojo for them are not anywhere near it. As I say, I have got quite a bit of kits, plane kits started, like the A10 that I started, and I've got the other diorama that I was doing with the 88mm flat gun that's in my drawer. Again, I've not moved on from it. I like doing different things, because that was starting to sap a wee bit my mojo, and I wanted to do something. That's why I built the T-34-85 kit, which I'll show in a minute. So I'll put that to the side. So yeah, definitely I'm an armour guy. This is the T-34-85 kit that I built from, I don't know how, I'm going to murder this, Zedva, or the Russian company. Lovely kit. Made a couple of mistakes, but I rectified them, especially the tracks. I'll take that off because that'll fall. I took the pins off because it was a very tight fit. I'll lift it up. You'll see a wee gap there. It was about 2 mil. As I said in my previous video, these bits here, one was longer than the other, and I put the 2 short ends on this side, I think. So that side had the 2 long ends, as you can tell. So I had to snip them, modify them, move them. Apart from that, nothing else, and no problems with this kit at all. As I say, the only bit is this bit a bit tight. What I done is I primed it in Mr. Surfacer. I used the dark green overall, but I used different tones of dark green to get a variation. I tried to do a modulation from dark to light. I tried to get it here, it being dark and everything like that. Highlighted all the bolts. As you can see, the hinges, the bolts are all highlighted. That was a Spencer Pollard trick. I remember he done that on the old Tamiya Panther. I've been doing it for a couple of years. Same with all these. Exaggerated, not accurate, but I like it. So see, I broke the barrel here, snapped it, so I just got a bit of stretch sprue and added it on. These are the decals. I wasn't prepared to try and do them by hand. The white stripe was done by hand with the airbrush with a 0.2 needle. I'm sure it doesn't line up. or maybe I did. Yeah, it's slightly, you can just see it slightly, but I know people said it was meant to be painted by hand. I tried to do it with a brush or the airbrush and make it look like painted by hand, but it just looked terrible. So I just masked, shielded that off and just went very slowly with my airbrush. Close to a bit, I put a bit of tape here and there, about maybe 2mm away from it, and used it as a guide. That's how you probably see it slightly curved, and just use that as a guide with my finger going along the masking tape with the airbrush so it gets a straight line. Not accurate again, but that's how I done it. A bit of shading here and there. What I done is I used the dark green, I used Natal Brown in the bottom, mixed with Natal Brown. I used Buff, mixed with Buff as well. I used white, and I used flat black. I also used the dark green with the Vallejo colour, which is a slightly different shade of dark green from the Tamiya one. So I used the Vallejo one on the top to give a variation. You can see there, the variation there and the variation there to highlight them. I used all the highlights for the handrails and it was used by Buff, mixed with dark green. And totally, again, my first T3485 kit, thoroughly enjoyed it. Everything went together. I tried to make wee dents in it. I used the Vallejo track rust. I also used the MIG. I've got a set of these, the MIG gunmetal and track rust. The gunmetal's great for bits like that, because I'm not into heavily chipping. I prefer a more subtle weathering. Maybe it's only done a couple of weeks out in the field. I know there's a lot of people who heavily chip them. Again, Mr. Night Shift. I remember the Plastic Posse podcast were going on about paint chipping by brush or the sponge. Again, it's just not my thing. I prefer it more, you can see the details and everything. That's just my thing. I'm not criticising anybody who does chipping. It's an art. I just haven't got around to it, and I've done it before chipping. I've done it with the Hellcat plane I did, and I just did not like the look at all. As I say, I'm more a subtle chipping, just enough wear and tear so it looks like it's been on the field, but not over extensive that you actually lose any detail. So that's my style, and that's how I do my models. As I say, it might not be accurate, it might not be true to life, but that's how I do things. So that's done. That is now model number 9 done this year. As I say, I'm quite quick. There was meant to be 2 cables here, but I only put one because I found it just looked better with the one cable. I can always use the other cable for something else. So that's that done. The other one I started, as I said, was the classic Hanomag kit that only got the sole 1 volt. So quite a quick kit today. The body's all basically done. Done some pre-shading. I've got to detail paint that, but again, you'll never see it once it's all on. Once again, I highlighted the bolts with a slight different texture. I think it was RAF's Ocean Grey I've done. What I heard was a lot of the German grey colours had blue in it. So I used field blue mixed with the German grey to try and get a different textures and colours. I know it looks a bit bright, but once you get a fat coat, it'll probably tone it down a bit. I've still got to highlight every single one of them. I added bits of styrene to make the walkers hinges because they were flush. It was only showing you them. Another Spencer Pollard, I remember he done that in his. He put handrails along here, but I've not got styrene to do that. So what I'm going to have to do is flat coat this and get the decals on it. And then I can start the weathering process, etc, etc. Tracks have been done. I know the rubber tracks. I've tested them. I will be able to get a wee bit sag in them. As I say, the wheels have just been primed and I've just highlighted the middle. They need to be painted rubber black and the German grey in the middle. Back doors all done. You can see the pre-shade coming through in that. Seats, brown. I'll wear them out. Maybe highlight them. Maybe I'll use a bit of oil to wear them out. Put some marks and scuffs and maybe put a lighter shaded brown like they've been sat on for. Seats need to be painted black with a grey trim around it. And I think that's it. There's the other door with the pre-shade. So that'll be a quick kit. I've got the other parts, like the lights, etc. But there's, as you can see, I've got the gun there, all to fit. But there's nothing much. It comes with, sorry, there's a peaceful line. Comes with there's the decals. Comes with figures because it's the classic. I think it's 1975 or something like that. I think I'll just do him, and that'll be it. I don't know if there's a driver. If there is, great. I'll put a driver in. See, I've got the guns and the plates and all that to put on it. But apart from that, I think I'll have this finished. If not, I'll use spares. But we'll see. Again, it's all I see. I've got that many kits going. I know that a lot of folk have one kit at a time, but I like to keep multiple kits. So, what I might do is concentrate on this week. And next week I will start on the Sherman or on the weekend. If it is like what all Tamiya's, that'll go together like a breeze. So, and I should be in a painting stage on the Sherman quite easy. But we'll get this done. It's a nice wee fun kit. It still holds up to today. Again, I like the old kits. They're cheap. You get a lot of fun out of them. Again, no flash, no burn, no nothing, and it still fits together. Okay, I mean, 1975. Once that's super glued in place, you'll never see it. And it all comes together quite easily and fuss free. So, that's the update for this week. I'll be doing one maybe next week and see how far. Hopefully this will be finished and I'll be started the Sherman. Not going to do that for a while, but I'll carry on with Sherman because after the Sherman I'm going to start the Ming Typhoon and see how that gets on, and hopefully an update on the Spitfire for the Plastic Posse podcast. So next time I see you, take care. Like and subscribe. I'm at 112 now. I'm looking for the 200. And I just want to thank everybody who has subscribed to me. Again, I'm nothing special. I'm not a great modeler. I'm only doing this to show what I do. It's another outlet for me. If people enjoy what they see, great. I'm enjoying it. I think it's fun. I like doing these videos. I like sharing my stuff. Again, we all started somewhere. None of us are pros. So why not? We'll share it. I always I'm here to help. You want to comment how I done this, how I done that, just put a comment down. I'll get back to you. But thanks very much for the subscriptions. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video. So cheers for now.